Hello my dears, welcome to this video. In this video I want to address again the topic of hair and nails. Now, I've already had some other videos about this, and I think I will always talk about this because it's very, very important. And why is this? Well, modern science tells you that hair and nails are just dead cells. And that's it. That's all they tell you about them. They're not. They're not just dead cells. If you look at every ancient culture, you will see that ancient people used to give a lot of importance to hair and nails. There's a reason for that. And it's not just hair and nails, specifically long hair. With nails, it's not that much, it's not common for all cultures, but with hair, for fuck's sake, there's a lot of emphasis on long hair in a lot of ancient cultures. And one of the primary examples is actually in the Bible. You've got a king, and his wife betrays him, and the way she does that is by tying him to a chair and then cutting his long hair. And it says that when she did that, she took away his power. Why is that? And please keep in mind something. What is dead does not grow. So, again, modern science will tell you that hair and nails are just a bunch of dead cells that keep growing. But then again, as I said, what is dead does not grow. The human body has been created with purpose. It did not just appear like that. It was created. And the being or beings who created this form did it with purpose. They didn't just create it like, whatever. No. Everything is intelligent. And if you look at ancient cultures and ancient philosophies, and especially Indian, Hindu philosophy, you will see that they talk about a natural intelligence, an intelligence of nature itself. Nature itself being intelligent. And you see it in the body. The body does things that you do not need to think about. You do not need to think about your heart beating. You do not need to think about your digestion. You do not need to think about many other processes that happen in your body, including cell growth. And cell growth involves nails and hair growth as well. Now, I will also give you the example of God Shiva. He's got the moon in his hair, and he's got a very long hair, and he is one of the most spiritual deities ever. He is known as the god of the third eye. That talks a lot. That thing in itself says a lot. And his wife, just the same, had very long hair. Parvati, when she turned into Kali, every time you see a depiction of Kali, she's got very long hair. and she's known as the goddess of power. So, there's a connection here. I'll give you my example as well. Many people tell me that I look like a witch in many ways. Well, I am. So, yeah. And many people say that I have a witchy aesthetic, with very long nails, very long natural nails, and very long hair. And I will give you an example from my past. I had, at one point, my hair was very long, and I cut it. Prior to cutting it, I used to dance very beautifully. After I cut it, I could no longer access that kind of pleasure for dancing anymore. And I saw the connection. So prior to cutting it, my hair was at the level of my sacral chakra, very close to the root chakra. After cutting it, my hair was at the level of my heart chakra. Yes, that's how much I cut of it. So, after cutting it, because my hair was no longer at the level of my sacral chakra, which is the chakra of pleasures and passions, I could no longer dance the same way. So, it's a very important thing to notice here. Another thing is with the nails. Every time I cut my nails, I feel as if my fingers are shorter. They're not, but that's how I feel. I feel as if my fingers are shorter. And every time I have long nails, I feel like my energy grasp is more powerful. I actually feel like I can grasp more energy whenever I do spells, whenever I place intentions, whenever I do anything. I just move a lot more powerfully. And every time I cut my nails and they are no longer long, I feel less potent in terms of energy, in terms of manipulating energy. So here you go. This is the best example of what it actually means to have long hair and long nails. I've always had this intuitive feeling that I must have long nails in order to do my magic, in order to do my spells, in order to manifest, in order to just be myself powerfully. So please be aware that nails and hair are not just dead cells. Actually, they are... Do you know those little bugs that have those things? Like antennae? Antenna? I'm sorry, English is not my mother tongue. I hope you know what I mean. That's exactly how hair and nails are like for us. Hair and nails are not exactly living cells as much as other cells, because we don't have nerves in them. So if I cut my hair, if I cut my nails, it's not gonna hurt me as if cutting any other part of my body. It's not gonna hurt me like that. But at the same time, just like I told you, if I cut my nails, I will feel as if my fingers are shorter. Why is that? Because my non-physical fingers are shorter. So, as you may be aware of, you've got a physical body and a non-physical body. The non-physical body is invisible for most people. But even if it is invisible, you can feel it. And if you have a very high intuition, and if you are very prone to the spirit world, if you have a very powerful connection to the spirit world, you will feel your energy body. And that's what it is. Our nails and our hair are extensions. They are not exactly 100% living cells and not 100% dead cells. They are literally at the threshold. They are literally, please listen to me when I say this, they are like receptors for energy for us as humans. So I'll give you the example of spiders as well. There are multiple types of spiders, and some of them have hair on their bodies. Do you know why they have hair? Because every time there's even the slightest movement on their web, they can feel it. They can feel the vibration through their hair. This is not just something spiritual, it's literally scientific what I'm saying at this point. Scientists, people who study spiders will tell you this, that spiders who've got hair on their bodies will feel the vibrations on their webs through their hair. They don't have that good of a vision. They don't have that good of a visual perception. So their sight is not good, as good as for humans, but their senses for vibration are very, very high. And that's why they are such good hunters, because they feel every little movement, thanks to their hair, thanks to the connection that their hair provides to them, the connection to what is not visible. Similarly, for us as humans, our hair and our nails, they're not 100% living cells and not 100% dead cells. They are at the threshold. They are parts of our bodies that help us connect to what is invisible. So please bear this in mind. And another thing I would like to emphasize at this point is that all ancient cultures had, like, people of all ancient cultures had long hair. Almost all ancient cultures. And if you look at Native Americans today, I don't live in any of the American continents, but Native Americans, they have long hair. Guess why? Their communities, the Native American communities, are some of the communities nowadays that are still connected to their spirituality. So for them it's very important to have long hair, and this is how it used to be in many ancient cultures. When I have visions from my past lives, when I see my husband from past lives, he had long hair. Guess why? The culture that introduced short hair, guess which culture is that? The Roman culture, the Roman Empire. the first depiction of Jesus in the Roman Empire were depictions of a man with short hair, even though Jesus, the real Jesus, had long hair. Later on, when people were depicting Jesus, they thought about this and they realized, hold on, this is not a Roman. This is not a guy living in Rome. So he had long hair. But the first depictions of Jesus in Rome were depictions of a guy with short hair. Because in Rome, every guy had short hair. And if you look at history books about antiquity, you will see that guys with a short haircut, when they are described as having a Roman hairstyle, a Roman haircut. Because at that time, it was only the Romans who had that short of a hair. Every other culture was still connected to their spirituality, and they still had long hair, if not very long, at least longer than Romans. So it was like with Greeks, at least something like this for guys. But mostly guys in antiquity, and even beyond the known antiquity, the official antiquity, in the ancient past of humanity, the hidden past of humanity, they had long hair. And this thing of long hair was something symbolizing status, power. Guess why? Exactly because of what I said previously. It's your connection to the spirit world. It's like your hair and your nails are receptors for energy. And like I said, my own example, when I have long nails and I do, let's say, candle magic, I feel like my spells, my energy grasp is a lot more powerful at that time. There's a reason for that. So it's not just fashion. It's not just aesthetics. It's a lot more meaningful than this. So please be aware of this. I've always been attracted to guys who have long hair. And for a very long time, I thought it's only just aesthetics. I just like guys with long hair. But when I realized the importance of this, and when I realized that in all my past lives, I was with guys who had long hair, and I thought about this and I realized this. There's a lot to this. There is meaning to this. And there's also, this is the very reason that at this point, society kind of pushes, like for millennia already, society has pushed for this image of guys with short hair. It's the heritage of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire is basically the predecessor of any other empire. Whether we're talking about the British Empire, whether we're talking about the nowadays USA, whether we're talking about what came before the Roman Empire, which was Babylon. It's the same. It's the same thing. A centralized power which has the goal of enslaving all humanity. The singular order So please be aware of how powerful you can be in many, many ways, and please be aware of how powerful your body is in all ways. Now, if you're interested in magic and how you can use your hair and nails with and for magic, I also have some videos about moon magic, and both hair and nails are connected to the moon. So basically, I'll give you long story short here. If you cut your nails and hair during a waxing moon, the hair and the nails will grow exactly like the moon, because the moon, when it's waxing, it's growing. It's before the full moon, so it's still growing. So if you cut your hair and nails during a waxing moon, it will grow, or they will grow faster and stronger. If you cut your hair and nails during a waning moon, so after a full moon, they will grow shorter, not shorter, sorry, they will grow thinner and slower. So I talk in detail about this in another video of mine, which is based on moon magic for hair and nails. You can check that out on my channel. But yeah, please bear in mind the fact that hair and nails are not just aesthetics. And this is also a reason for which what I'm gonna say next may be very controversial for many people, but women shouldn't shave. It's basically the reason why women were brainwashed, both women and men were brainwashed into thinking that women are sexier when they are shaved. It's because of a whole fucking shaving industry. It's a whole industry, just like the beauty industry. But just like with makeup, believe me when I tell you, you're more beautiful without makeup. You don't need to put shit on your face to look beautiful. You're more beautiful when you're natural. Similarly, you don't need to pluck your hair to feel sexy. I may cross a line here and I may give you a lot more information than you need, but I haven't shaved for 4 years already. And trust me, there are people who like that. There are people who like the human body just like the human body is, entirely natural. You don't need to go against it. You don't need to go against nature. Think about it. Why do they want you shaved all the fucking time? Why do they want you with short hair? Why do they want you shaved? For spiritual purposes as well, detrimental spiritual purposes, and also material purposes. As I said, a whole industry based on misogyny. So, please think about this, and if you want, tell me your thoughts in the comments, but please know that hair and nails are portals to the spirit world. I love you. Keep shining.